BackROM, fun for the entire cluster. Object number 47, BackROM, location, level 40, threat level, varying, image caption, BackROM game system being utilized. Object 74-A, level 40 is home to a wide variety of different arcade games, though none are as mysterious and sought after as Object 47, also informally known as BackROM by many wanderers who reside in the level. The game system itself is known as Object 47-A and doesn't have many abnormal effects, aside from causing a slight discoloration to its immediate proximity when functional, often making the area take on a purple and green hue. On its upper side, a small logo is imprinted with the text BackROM below it, though the identification doesn't aid in tying its production to any specific group of individuals. Object 47-B. Image caption. An instance of Object 47-B titled Clowns. Object 47-B takes the form of a small, footnote, generally around 53mm by 84mm by 2mm if no chipping or other form of damage is present, and footnote, video game cartridges with various forms of art and lettering printed onto them. These game cartridges present no abnormal effects. Footnote, aside from having a foul taste, as reported by Meg Agent Battery Acid 337, and footnote, when separated from Object 47-A. However, when Object 47-B is inserted into Object 47-A, it begins to produce anomalous properties that affect the surrounding area, the individual using Object 47-A, or the object itself. Many instances of Object 47-B provide no benefits and only serve to harm its users. Weathering may make it difficult to tell what game is being launched. However, the General Starflare Space Cadets and BNTG Level 40 resource outposts, footnote, both groups of which reside in Level 40, and footnote, are known to regularly exploit the benefits that Object 47-B produces, despite the possibility of negative effects. Listed below are some examples of Object 47-B, though, due to limited research regarding Level 40, it is vital that all new instances of Object 47-B are recorded here for the safety of your fellow wanderers. GAM. Image caption. A screenshot of GAM's gameplay. GAM, at first sight, isn't very innocuous, and may be unable to be easily identified. The only feature that is unique to this type of cartridge is a small dent that is present at the bottom of all instances of GAM. Gameplay-wise, it isn't very special. The game presents itself as a psychical simulator, and allows you to manipulate several objects within a 3D environment. It seems to have been hastily put together as the environment lacks a real texture. It utilizes a checkered design that can easily cause one to feel disoriented whilst playing. Many of the abnormal effects are manifested after one has stopped using GAM, occurring for approximately 12 hours before ceasing. Listed in chronological order of when they manifest, the effects are listed below. Feelings of complete uneasiness/paranoia. Hallucinations of large teapots replacing the heads of humans. An extreme desire for tea, especially Earl Grey tea. Rapid vomiting. After 12 hours have passed, the victim will suddenly pass out and remains unconscious. During this time, victims report witnessing Blanche visit them in their dreams. However, the validity of said reports are very unreliable, and one should not attempt to suffer these effects if their only goal is to speak with Blanche. Death Guy. Image caption. A screenshot of Death Guy's gameplay. Death Guy is one of the best available games of all time. It has won 999 billion awards for its gameplay, interactive story, and groundbreaking graphics. Have you ever wanted to become the Death Guy and kill all of the zombie number? They have stoken the formula for the outbreak and must be killed. Get your Zombie Slayer 9000 TM and get their ass. If you do not play, you are bad. Footnote. It is to be noted, when the game is directly mentioned in digital text, all the contents of the entry will have their original meaning shifted, and will instead inform the reader on how amazing the game is. However, the game is currently non-functional, and only presents the player with an image of a zombie. The game has no abnormal properties beyond this. End footnote. Clowns. Image caption. The logo of Clowns. Clowns has a rather mundane cartridge. It is visually only marked with its title, a set of 3 arrows to the right of said title, and Commodore 64 branding on its upper side. As soon as it's inserted into Object 47-A, the user will immediately appear to fall unconscious and will remain in such a state for 48 hours before awakening. According to reports from those who've experienced this, whilst in this state, they have a sense of hyper-realistic dreams, in which they meet up with various strangers wearing clown masks before going to rob a bank. Information surrounding this experience is difficult to acquire due to how intense these effects are. Many victims are unable to discuss the events that transpired without experiencing an intense emotional breakdown. The only concrete information known about the experience is that the dream ends by the user being shot, which immediately wakes them up. It is to be noted that any item stolen whilst in the dream will manifest alongside the user in real life, though not exactly as shown in the dream. The items have been listed below along with their real-world conversion. Robbery item. Diamonds of any kind. Real-world conversion. A small vial of acid. Robbery item. Gold ingots. Real-world conversion. A leather bag full of sand. Robbery item. US currency. Real-world conversion. Leaves from an oak tree. Robbery item. Weapon of any kind. Real-world conversion. Almond-flavored water. Robbery item. ATMs. Real-world conversion. A singular hot tub. Totally finished game. Image caption. A photo of totally finished game after a crash. This game's cartridge appears to be heavily damaged. The cartridge is dented, slightly burned, and has exposed wires, and is constantly dripping a liquid substance, presumably battery acid, or some type of cooling fluid. The cartridge is labeled with what appears to be a black Sharpie. The label appears to be hastily scribbled on and reads "Totally Finished Game." On the side of the cartridge, the phrase "Full game not included" is written in tiny text. The game itself is extremely glitchy, and most of the game does not function. The bugs are too numerous to include them all here, but a few significant ones will be mentioned. When booting up the title screen, there is a small chance that the text displayed will change to any other text present in the game files. When entering any level, the game will sometimes not load the ground, causing the main character to fall forever unless the game is restarted. Beating a level may cause the game to reset to the beginning, causing all progress gained to be lost. The game is missing a majority of its content, including a final level, bosses, a settings menu, and a majority of the game's sprites. The only sprites present in the game are the sprites of the main character, who takes the appearance of a faceling, and a few level textures such as the ground and the background. All other sprites appear as null textures. The gameplay is similar to that of a simple side-scrolling platformer, such as Mario Bros. Or Sonic the Hedgehog. If one plays the game for long enough, estimated to be around 2 hours, they will begin to experience abnormal effects. They will begin to act as if they are glitched or broken in some way, doing things such as pausing in the middle of sentences, using non-existent words as if they have meaning, or periodically making nondescript noises that resemble those made by a breaking computer. These glitches also affect their actions and movements. Wanderers have been observed to randomly fall over. make movements or actions that have seemingly no purpose, such as running in place for an extended period of time, and move their mouths and make gestures as if they are attempting conversation while remaining completely silent. These effects will fade after a period of 5 hours, and wanderers have reported having no memory of the events that transpired. However, wanderers occasionally report having dreams about the events that closely resemble those they experienced during that period.